Our production designer, Mark Whiting, had done some concepts drawings for it before I got involved. But I wanted to go in a very different direction, and I thought of Joe. He came up with some really great early concepts, which then Mark Whiting took and really fleshed out with Steve Markowski.
I wanted to make him very simple and almost childlike, you know, as build him out of as simple, keep the shapes as simple as possible, basically. He's made of, you know, cylinders and cones and spheres and, you know, squares. I wanted to keep his proportions overall very humanistic, but I wanted to give him sort of Popeye forearms, you know, skinny upper arms and large forearms, and do the similar thing with his legs, because it's something that you can do in steel that you can't do in flesh. I wanted to immediately give him the distinction of being a machine, but with more or less human proportions overall.
Joe Johnston did a series of really beautiful, about yay big, from what I remember, black and white silhouettes of giants, maybe 15 or 20 of them. And Brad showed them to me, and I kind of leafed through them, and I grabbed one that felt right to me. And I started doing this painting. And at the time, I'd kind of left his upper torso in shadow. And one of the things I took off the silhouette that I liked was the crotch area of the giant, where you know, he's exposed and it's just gears. The silhouette that I was working from was sort of too C-3PO. It was like a guy in a suit, but it had the right personality. I just kind of dragged everything a little larger and tighter and tried to make the sizes more extreme, and gave him big rivets, you know, big bolts, made him look like iron. Joe brought back his drawing, and it had, you know, sort of a compromise of like his drawing and my painting, but it was still, everything was still like round. All his forearm stuff was round, and that's when I took that drawing of his and basically created the giant you see in the movie. We sort of married the two. I kept a lot of his features, but I just heavied it off. I just clumped it off so it felt more industrial. Being an iron giant, it sort of dictated to me that it should feel like a locomotive, big heavy riveted steam engine kind of deal.